Okay, yogis, I think we're ready to go. So like I said, blocks, if you have them, will come in handy today. We are going to do some kind of hamstringy stuff and a little bit of lunging type stuff. So for balance, for hamstring flexibility, it will come in handy to have a couple of blocks. If you don't have them, you'll be okay. But have those handy if you're able. And then find a way to sit comfortably on your mat. And once you're sitting comfortably, just close your eyes down. Nothing forced, nothing too active, just kind of settling in. Palms rest on the thighs, or one palm in another, or palms in your lap, whatever feels good. And then the eyes close down, the jaws soften. Try to smooth out your facial muscles so everything's nice and relaxed. Notice a few rounds of your natural breath, maybe shallow breath or rapid breath if you've been working on something or you just ran into the room that you're in to get set up. Ideally breathing in and out through the nose, so start to make that shift. If you are congested, if you are just getting over being sick or having some sinus pressure, or if there's any reason that a nasal breath just doesn't work, you'll be okay with a mouth breath. But if at all possible, nasal breath works better. And that's on both inhale and exhale. So try to find that rhythm if you can. And of course, we want to slow the breath down. So one cycle at a time, nothing too rushed. Just try to make more space for the breath. Your full abdomen from pubic bone all the way up to collarbones, gently just expanding with each inhale. Not so much contracting, but settling with each exhale. The exhales are very passive. They just kind of come out. Typically, we notice the front body more obviously with the breath because we can feel the belly and the chest kind of rising and falling, expanding and settling. See if you can also imagine and picture the amount of your breath moving into the back of your body. So relaxing your upper back, relaxing your lower back, stretching out the muscles of your back body as you expand a little bit. And helping everything to relax every time you exhale. It's like you're remembering that you can drop your tension. Take a moment to consider a goal that you might have or an intention for practice time, a reason to stretch, a reason to move. Five more breaths just to settle in. Sitting up as tall as you can. Feeling every piece of your lower body pressing down into the ground to give you some leverage to sit up tall. Still continuing to slow down the breath. So each passing breath is the deepest so far. And then inhale, palms come to prayer. Anjali Mudra. Exhale, bow your head to your hands. Offer something up. My intention this afternoon or evening or morning, whenever you're practicing, is blank. Start out nice and slow so you can lift your head, float open your eyes. Release your palms from prayer. Take your right fingertips down into the right. See if you can touch the floor alongside of you. So your fingers will be right alongside of your right hip, and then peel the left arm straight up into the air. Lean back. It's a little bit like side angle pose, just revolving the rib cage open to the ceiling, keeping the foundation as is, and then tone your belly to lift up through center. Left fingertips are going to come down into the left. Peel the right arm up into the air. Lean back, stretch up. And then do it again. Lift through center. Switch sides, right fingers down, left arm opens up. This time spin the left palm to the right and reach up and over just a little bit, trying not to change what's going on in your foundation. So left hip stays heavy. And then lift up through center, tone your belly. Left fingertips land alongside of you, right arm peels open, and then reach up and over towards the left. One more of each, a little more fluid. Lift through center, right fingertips come down, left arm up and over. Come right into that side body stretch. And then last one, lift up through center, left fingertips alongside of you, right arm up and over. And then back to center, sit up nice and tall, shift forward. Any props that are underneath you, you can shift towards the front of your mat. And I will show you some ways that blocks can come in handy as we practice. Let me get us a little more light behind me as well. And let's come into child's pose. So take a moment just to reconfigure, and then knees go wide, big toes together, hips towards the heels, arms reach up and over. Let your forehead melt down to the mat. Maybe it finds the mat, or maybe it just kind of hangs there in space. Try to relax the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, and try to spread out all of your back muscles with your breath. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Take your right arm and thread it underneath the left side of the chest, palm facing open. You can turn your gaze to the left. Right temple can come down, or you can, again, just hang your head towards the floor. Make sure you're not experiencing pressure in your knees. You can always add a cushion underneath them or behind them. I don't really think to add a blanket behind the knees, but that can make it so that we're not bending them as deep. So play with the different options and see what works best for your body. Next inhale, you can release, stretch the right arm forward and switch sides. Left arm threads underneath the right side of the chest, palm facing open. Left temple comes down, eyes can close. Turn to breathe and relax. Breathe here. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale, unthread the left arm, stretch it forward. And then press down, lift up, tabletop, hands and knees. Park your shoulders right above your wrists, hips above your knees. Inhale, cow pose your spine. Crown of the head and tailbone lift up. Exhale, cat pose your spine, hollow out your belly, round your back. And then two more like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral. Take the right leg straight back behind you. Try not to open your right toes to the right. Try to point them towards the floor. So if you need to, you can cushion that left knee to make it a little more soft and easy on yourself. See how you feel. But from here, without changing the spine, pull your right knee to your chest. And then open your right knee to the right, like a dog at a fire hydrant. And then point the right knee straight back behind you. And then we'll do that same thing two more times. Knee to the chest, knee to the right, knee points back. And one more time, chest, right, back. So we're firing up the glutes. And then knee to your chest, round your back like cat pose, make a little more space, look between your thumbs, and then step the right foot forward. Or grab the heel, sweep it up. Now, once you get the right foot forward, here's where blocks can come in handy. You can use them alongside of your foot like little arm extenders. Otherwise, fingertips will go in the same place instead. Curl the left toes, lift the left knee, and then on your breath, you're going to inhale, straighten out both legs, any amount they're willing to straighten, which is all relative to you and how you feel and how much space you typically have. And then exhale, bend both knees, and your left knee is just going to tap the floor. And then three more, same thing. Inhale, straighten out both legs. Keep the chest reaching forward. Exhale, bend both knees, left knee taps down. Again, inhale, straighten, reach, expand. Exhale, bend and tap. And then last one, inhale, straighten. Good, get a little stretch. Exhale, bend, tap, pause. Now just the left knee behind you, inhale, straighten it out, blocks to the side, fingertips to the mat, step all the way forward, left foot meets the right. Heel toe the feet as wide as the shoulders, bend the knees, make sure the feet are parallel, and then grab hold of opposite elbows, do a little sway from side to side. Let your head get nice and heavy, soften the jaws. Maybe close the eyes for 3. And 2. And 1. Then come back to center. Fingertips to the mat, or you can use your blocks if the ground is too far away. Heel toe your feet to hips width apart. Hips width meaning 2 fists fit between your 2 big toes. Inhale, palms to shins, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold in over your legs. And then press down through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi, circle the arms down so the palms meet at your heart. Little pause, palms in prayer. And then reverse that, inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, touch the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen, palms to shins or fingers down. Exhale, plank pose, top of a push-up. Step back to plank and pause. We're not going to go vinyasa or sun A just yet. What I'll have you do is lower your right shin bone down to the mat, roll to the inner edge of your left foot, and then peel the left side body open. So it's kind of like a modified side plank. From there, take your left arm up and overhead, palm facing down. And then from your left shoulder blade, just make 1 slow shoulder circle. Start to loosen up the upper back. After that shoulder circle, pause and reverse it. Go 1 slow shoulder circle, opposite direction. And then pause again when you finish. Look down. Left palm comes down. Roll to the ball of your left foot. Step the right foot back. Plank pose again. Inhale there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. Pedal out the feet. Rock a little side to side. Bend 1 knee at a time. See how everything's going. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, knees come down, tabletop position. Adjust as you need to. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, round the back. 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And 1 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to neutral. Take your left leg straight back behind you. Try to point the left toes down instead of letting them turn open to the left. And then 3 hip circles, just like the first side. Pull your left knee to your chest, but keep your ribs firming in so the spine doesn't change. And then open your left knee to the left. And then stretch the knee straight back. And then repeat like you're drawing a circle. Knee to chest. Knee points left. Knee points back. And again, chest, left, back. And then knee to your chest, round the back. So now it's more like cat pose. Make some space so you can look between your thumbs and step the left foot forward. And then either pop up onto your fingertips or grab some blocks if you have them. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee. So you've got a low lunge happening here. You'll inhale, straighten out the left leg, chest reaches forward. And then exhale, both knees are going to bend, right knee taps the floor. Then repeat 3 more. Inhale, straighten both legs. Straight is relative, so nothing's forced. Exhale, bend, right knee taps. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and tap. And then 1 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, tap, pause. Right leg straightens out behind you. Regular low lunge. Blocks to the side so they're out of your way. Use your fingertips. Step all the way forward, top of the mat. Right foot meets the left. Heel toe your feet as wide as your shoulders. Inhale, palms to shins, half lift, lengthen. This time, if you can interlace your fingers behind your low back, go ahead and do that just to switch it up. And then squeeze the elbows in. Reach your knuckles back behind you and dive your torso forward. Trying to get your belly and your thighs as close together as they'd like to get. And then tuck your chin to your chest, rock a little front to back, turn the head side to side, find anything that helps you to enhance your stretch. Maybe go a little deeper. We're here for 4. And 3. Check on your breath, see if it's still slow and slowing down. Last 2. And 1, release the arms. Heel toe the feet back to hips width apart. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your legs. And then press down through your feet to reach the arms around and up. Big inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi, palms together in prayer. And then reverse it, circle the arms around and up. Big breath in. Exhale, dive all the way forward. Touch the mat or your shins or your blocks. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. And exhale, we're going back to plank pose. So bend your knees, place your palms, step back. Take an inhale, find a nice strong pose. And then from here, the left knee comes down this time. You'll roll to the inner edge of your right foot and peel the right side body open. So stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. Modified side plank. Now take the right arm up and overhead, palm facing down. And then from your right shoulder blade, 1 big shoulder circle. Try to loosen up the upper back a little further. And then pause, reverse. 1 big shoulder circle going the opposite way. Nice job. And when you finish, you'll look down, right palm flat, roll to the ball of your right foot, step your left foot back, plank pose, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Pedal out the feet, rock a little side to side. And we'll move forward from there. So right leg, inhale, sweep it up and back into the air. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Right knee to your nose, come forward. Again, round the back like cat pose in your plank pose so you've got more space. And then step the foot forward. Or step as far as you can and then grab the heel, sweep it up. Again, grab your blocks if you have them. Otherwise, fingertips instead. Inhale, straighten out the right leg. We'll keep the left leg straight. Exhale, bend just the right knee. And 2 more like that. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Last one, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the right knee, set the left knee down on the mat. Scoot the left knee back a little bit, point the toes. Go for your higher block setting or the very tips of your fingers or whatever you're using for leverage. See if you can lift up a little bit. Inhale, cow pose your spine, lift your chest. Exhale, cat pose your spine, round your back. And notice what you feel at the front of your back leg, hip, and thigh. Again, inhale, cow pose, lift your heart. Exhale, cat pose, round your back. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral, blocks to the side. Curl the left toes, lift the left knee, regular low lunge. Make sure that your feet are hips width apart so your balance will come a little easier. And then when you're ready for it, press down and lift all the way up. Crescent lunge, reaching the arms up into the air and trying to stack your right knee above your right ankle, shoulders above your hips. Then from here, we're going to add some balance. So inhale, straighten out the right leg. Exhale, bend your right knee to a square, torso halfway forward, arms sweep back. Now that could be your pose. You could stay there, or if you want to challenge yourself, tap the back of your right knee with your left kneecap, and then tap your left toes down at the back of the mat. So totally optional. And then we'll do it again. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Right leg goes straight or straightish. Exhale, halfway forward, arms sweep back. And do it again. Maybe tap the knees. Maybe just stay and hover in your lunge. And then tap the toes back. 2 more, same thing. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward. Maybe you tap knees. And then you tap the toes. You can skip that part entirely. Last one, inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward. Maybe tap knees. Then tap the toes. Reach up, stretch up to release that a little bit. And then come halfway forward, arms sweep back. Get a little lower this time, pause. And take your left hand all the way down to the mat or all the way down to a block if the mat's too far away. And then peel the right side body open, lean back, stretch up for a twist. You'll take your right arm up and overhead, palm facing down. And from your right shoulder blade, 3 slow shoulder circles. Back knee can always be on the floor to make it easier. You can skip the shoulder circles if they feel aggravating, or if maybe your neck feels tender. After 3 of those, pause, reverse, go the opposite way for 3. And 2. And 1. When you finish, look down, right fingertips come down. Pop up onto your left fingertips, step all the way forward, top of the mat, left foot meets the right. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in over your legs. This time it's a sun A. Inhale, circle the arms all the way around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, palms together in prayer. Check in with your intention, check in with your breath. And then here we go. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach for your ceiling. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Nice and slow, touch the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, plank pose if you're up for it. And if you're not, you can just go right to down dog. For those of us in plank with knees up or knees down, lean forward, lower halfway. And then come all the way down, find the belly. Rest the forehead, point the feet. Inhale, curl up, just 1 cobra pose. Shoulders down the back, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the hips, stretch all the way back, pedal out the feet. If plank and chaturanga just don't feel like what you're in the mood for, you can always stretch right back to down dog. So don't forget, you can skip those vinyasas if you would like. Left side, inhale, sweep the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Left knee to your nose, come forward. Lift the shin bone up, make some space, take a look between your thumbs, and then try to step all the way up there. Whatever amount you didn't step up there, just grab the heel, help your foot the rest of the way. Grab some blocks if you want them, otherwise find your fingertips. Inhale, straighten out the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. 2 more, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 1 more, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend both knees. The right knee comes down to the mat. Scoot the right knee back a little bit. Point the toes. Maybe go for higher blocks if you can, or find the very tips of your fingers. Inhale, cow pose your spine. Exhale, cat pose your spine. And then 2 more like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 1 more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral, blocks out of your way. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee. Make sure the feet are hips width apart so your balance is a little easier, and then press down, lift all the way up. All 10 toes point forward. Ribs firm in towards the spine, arms reach up, shoulders above the hips. And then here we go, adding on some balance challenge. You take and leave what you need and what you don't. Inhale, straighten out the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee, torso halfway forward, arms sweep back. So maybe you stay there. Maybe tap the back of your left knee with your right kneecap. And then tap the right toes down back of the mat. And then 3 more just like that. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Left leg straightens, so you get a little relief in the quads. Exhale, halfway forward, arms sweep back. Maybe tap the knees. Then tap the toes. Again, inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward. Maybe tap the knees. Then you'll tap the toes. 1 more time, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward. Maybe tap. And then toes tap back. Now one last time, stretch up just to release that left leg thigh for a moment. And then come halfway forward, arms sweep back, get a little lower this time. Right palm comes all the way down to the mat, or if the mat's too far, you can have a block there waiting for you. Peel the left arm up into the air. Then take your left arm up and overhead, palm facing down. And from your left shoulder blade, 3 slow shoulder circles. Ease your way through, try to open up the chest. After 3, pause, reverse. Go the opposite way. 3, 2, and 1. And then look down, left fingertips come down. Right fingertips come down to frame out the left foot. Step all the way forward, right foot meets the left. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold yourself in. Ground through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms around and up. Exhale, Samastitihi, palms together in prayer. And then one more sun A. Vinyasa is optional in the middle. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, dive all the way forward, touch the mat. Inhale, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Exhale, down dog if you prefer, or plank pose if you're up for it. One more time. From plank, if you're going for it, lean forward, lower halfway. And then come all the way down. This time from your belly, see if you can interlace fingers behind your lower back. And if you're able to get there, squeeze the elbows in, reach your knuckles back. Inhale, curl the chest up, lift the knuckles up, lift the legs up. And then shoulder blades even farther down the back, like they're moving towards your tailbone. 3, 2, and 1. Release that, palms under shoulders. Press yourself back to a seated position. So if you're in down dog, you can just find a seat. If you've got a block, it can go right between your heels so that you can kneel more comfortably, taking a little pressure off the knees and giving you a nice thigh stretch. But if this isn't what works best for you, hop up onto your couch or find a chair or do whatever works. We'll goal post the elbows, palms face forward. And then right side eagle arms, take your right elbow under the left, and your choice, grabbing shoulders, backs of palms, or palms together. And then lift the elbows up. Reach the elbows forward. Melt that whole shape down to your heart. Then you'll tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Spin your gaze down into the right. And then tuck your chin a little more and close your eyes. First, just find your pose, find your setup. And then you can start to rock the head from side to side. Folks, a little more space, a little more opening to happen. For 3. And 2. And 1, lift the head, float the eyes open. Unravel the arms, come back to your goalpost, pause, and then switch. Left elbow under the right. Same levels of eagle arms, try to match up what you did if you can. And then elbows lift up again, reach them forward. Shoulder blades spread apart, then you'll melt the elbows down to the heart. Keep all that, go left ear, left shoulder. And then spin your gaze down and towards the left. And then tuck your chin a little closer to your chest. The eyes can close down. Shoulders draw down and back, and maybe you rock the head from side to side. See how that feels. We're here another 3. 2. And 1, lift the head, foot, open the eyes. Unravel the arms, lean forward. If you've got a prop underneath you, you can bring it back to the top of your mat in case you want it later. Walk the hands forward, place the palms, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Or if you happen to be in a chair or in a different type of a seat, just find your way back to down dog. Pedal out the feet when you get there. We've got one more standing bit, then we can stretch it all out. When you're ready, from down dog or from tabletop, if you're tired, the right leg is going to sweep up into the air. You'll bend the knee, open up the hip if you can. And let's try the hip circles again. So without changing your hips or your shoulders, right knee comes forward to your chest. Right knee opens to the right. Then the knee points back. And two more, to your chest, to the right, straight back behind you. And again, chest, right, back. And then knee to your chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up. Step the foot between your thumbs or grab the heel, sweep it up. Spin the left heel down. Let's come right into warrior two. So heel to arch alignment in your feet. Once you've got that, circle the arms around and up. Sit the hips nice and low. Reach the arms wide. Tone the belly and then lean forward. Flip the right palm. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Come halfway forward. And then repeat. Inhale, peaceful, curl back. Exhale, side angle, halfway forward. One more. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two, same legs, just for a moment. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down, frame out the right foot. Spin to the ball of the left foot. Set the left knee down, maybe add a cushion. Blocks if you want them to frame out the right foot. Stretch your right leg towards straight. Another option, if you don't have blocks, is just bending the right knee more. It does the same thing. It gets you a little closer to the ground with more leverage. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And then exhale, keep that reach and fold over your right leg. Stay and breathe. We're here for 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lift up a little bit, bend the right knee. Slide your right leg back to meet your left leg. If you're using blocks, get them out of your way. Palms flat back to tabletop. Inhale, cow pose to clear it out. Exhale, cat pose, round your back. One more of each. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral, hands walk forward. Curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We've got our left side to do. If you feel ambitious and you want to take a vinyasa, meaning plank, chaturanga, back bend, then back to down dog, feel free. Otherwise, just pedal out the feet. And then left leg. Last little bit, inhale, sweep your left leg up and back, bend the knee, open up the hip. And let's take those 3 circles, or from tabletop if you'd rather. Left knee to the chest without moving the pelvis or the shoulders. Left knee opens to the left, then the knee points back, and repeat. Knee to your chest, knee to the left, knee back, and one more, chest, left, back. And then this time, knee to your chest, come forward, lift the shin bone up, take a big step up, foot between your thumbs or help it to get there. Good, right heel spins down, heel to arch for warrior two, and then circle around and up when you're ready, but try to keep your hips nice and low. Wrists in line with the shoulders, so you don't want to be too high or too low with the arms. Try to find a nice balance. And then from here, lean forward, flip the left palm, inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose, come halfway forward. And 2 more like that, toning your belly. Inhale, curl back. Exhale, side angle. Last set, inhale, peaceful warrior. Good, and then exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two, press down, lift up. Exhale, cartwheel the arms around and forward, frame out the left foot. Spin to the ball of the right foot, melt the right knee down. Add a cushion if you want. Grab some blocks if you'd like, and then stretch that left leg towards straight. Half Hanuman again, second side. Inhale, chest towards your left big toe, shoulders back. And then exhale, keep the reach. Bow over the leg, find a stretch. 5 breaths. You might like to close the eyes. Be mindful of your shoulders. Notice how tense they get if we let them. Try to keep relaxing consciously. Last 3. 2. And 1. Start to lift your chest, float open the eyes. Sneak that left leg back to meet the right. Think tabletop, get your blocks out of your way one more time. Palms flat, 1 cow, 1 cat to clear it out. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, round your back. And then you want to find your way to a seat. So 2 options. You can either sit your hips to your heels, swivel your legs around, stretch them out in front of you like so. Or from tabletop, you can curl your toes, lift your hips. Check out one last down dog, and then take a little stroll all the way up to the top of the mat, walking then between your hands, sinking all the way down, and eventually stretching the legs out straight. So either way, you end up in the same place. Try to tone the muscles on the tops of your thighs. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Belly tones a lot. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward. Float the arms down, let the arms just land where they do. Inhale, keep the chest reaching. And then exhale, tuck your chin. And close your eyes. Shoulders away from the ears, jaws nice and soft. Last 3 here. And then slowly lift up with a flat back. Come all the way up. Take the right leg out to the right at a diagonal. Bring your left foot to your upper inner right thigh. So kind of like your tree pose setup. And then reach the arms up, revolve to the right. So your belly button points at your right big toe. Hinge at your hips, bow forward. Float the arms down, let them fall wherever they fall. Keep the chest reaching. Shoulders draw back, and then tuck your chin. Relax the neck and the shoulders, maybe close the eyes. Notice what you feel and where you feel it. Notice how the breath is going. See if there's a way for the breath to get deeper, slower, easier. Last 2. 1, flat back, rise all the way up. Switch your legs, left leg out, right leg in. Reach the arms up. Revolve to the left, belly button towards your left big toe. And then hinge at your hips, bow forward. Same thing, float the arms down. Tuck the chin a little bit, shoulders down and back. And then close the eyes. Chest wide open. Last 2. And 1, flat back, rise all the way up. One more fold, bring your feet together and your knees wide. And then either take your peace sign fingers around your 2 big toes or take all 10 fingers and interlace them around all 10 toes. And then inhale, you'll lengthen forward, open the chest. Exhale, use the feet for some leverage to fold forward, and then hang the head so your neck muscles can relax. Maybe close the eyes. And breathe. Last 2. And 1, flat back, rise all the way back up. Release your big toes, help your knees together. Scoot yourself forward a little bit so you've got enough space behind you at the back of your mat, and then either roll down your spine or walk yourself down your spine using your fingers. And we'll set up for bridge pose when we get down to the mat. So come all the way down, full body stretch. Inhale, reach the arms and legs apart. Exhale, bend the knees, step the feet flat. And we're going to do 2 rounds of bridge. And I'll give you an add-on in case you want to work a little harder. You do not have to take it. In fact, if you don't want to work hard at all, you can grab one of your blocks and you can just rest on your block when you come into your pose. So that is option number 1. Supported bridge, just rest there. We'll be out of here soon. Otherwise, more active bridge, step into your feet, lift your pelvis up. If you're not placing your block under your low back, you can clasp your hands under your low back. And then here's the more advanced option. If you've got some energy to burn still, if you would like, you can pull the right knee to your chest and then stretch the right leg up into the air. If you want to change a light bulb on the ceiling, just for 3, 2, and 1. If you lifted the leg, bend the knee, step the right foot flat. Everyone, pelvis lifts up, release the clasp of the hands, and then come all the way down, upper back, middle back, low back. Pause and take a rest. So if you lifted the right leg, you'll get the left leg on the second side. If you did not lift the leg, you'll just keep working with whatever makes sense for you. Same thing, round 2 of 2. Lifting the left leg if you so choose. Step your feet flat. Keep your gaze straight up at the ceiling so that you're not compromising the neck or the jaw or causing anything to get tense there. Lift your hips up when you're ready. Clasp your hands, maybe go the opposite interlace, weird or thumb on top. Or use your block. Or you can add on to it, left knee to your chest and then left leg stretches up for 3. Very optional. Right leg has to work pretty hard for 2. And 1, left knee bends, left foot flat. Everyone lift the hips up, release the arms, roll down the length of your spine. So even if you were resting on a block, you can get rid of that. Come all the way down, lower back to the mat. Step your feet as wide as your mat, bring your palms to your belly, and then lower both of your knees to the right. Think of a pair of windshield wipers. And then lift both knees to center. And lower both knees to the left. And then lift center. We'll do it a couple more times. Lower right. Lift center. Lower left. Lift center. 1 more of each. Nice and slow. Lower to the right. Lift through center. And then lower left. And lift through center. Last one before Shavasana. Step the feet back to hips width apart. Cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh like a figure 4 pigeon. Maybe the left foot stays flat and that's plenty. Maybe pull the left thigh in for a deeper stretch. The right arm can thread through the space between the legs, and you can interlace fingers behind the left thigh if you'd like. Draw the shoulders down and back. Spread the chest open, then either stay still or you can rock a little side to side. See what helps you to unwind. Keep the breath nice and steady throughout. Last inhale there. Exhale, release. But before we go second side, let's twist as well. Right knee hugs in, left leg reaches out. Stretch the legs apart. And then take the outer right thigh in your left hand, drape the leg across you to the left, and peel the right arm open to the right. You're not cranking yourself into a twist. It's just a kind of gentle, easygoing twist. Loosening up the lower back a little further, and then come back to center. Right foot steps flat. You'll cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Same options. The right foot could stay flat the whole time, or deeper stretch, you could pull the right thigh in. Left arm would thread through the space between the legs, and then right arm comes outside the right thigh. Then you might clasp hands. Shoulders draw back, and then you add any movement that you like, or take any movement away if you feel like you need to be really still. And check on your breath. The breath is really important at this point. It's going to help us to go into rest and digest mode a little further. That Shavasana, we don't have our heart racing, thoughts racing, but instead we're able to really relax and reap the benefits of that. Get some recovery time. A last couple of breaths here. From there, nice and easy, release what you've got. Let's find the twist. Left knee hugs in, right leg stretches out straight. Reach the legs apart, draw the shoulders back, and then take a really easy twist. Left thigh crosses over the body, left arm opens to the left. Come on back to center, happy baby. Oh, I lied, you had a couple of poses left, but they're all easy going. Split the thighs, reach down, catch the feet, and just take one more opportunity to smooth out the lower back or the upper glutes or the waistline area, anything that might be tender. And then you'll release that. You can glide right into Shavasana. Or one last way to use your blocks in a really helpful, supportive way is you can reach down and grab them. You'll make sort of an arrow with your blocks like so. The arrow pointing towards the front, shorter edge of your mat. There'll be maybe 4 inches, 3 inches between the blocks. So they don't have to stay all the way together. It depends on you and your proportions. But you want to end up with the blocks angled behind your thighs. So just about behind the crease of your knee and up to about mid-thigh is where the block will support you. Once you've got that, you can lay down onto your back again. Adjust if it becomes uncomfortable. Make it so it's the most supportive place. And then spin your palms open. Close your eyes down and take your Shavasana. Last pose and your time to rest and recover. A couple of slower, deeper breaths can be a nice idea, but then even the breath, let it kind of taper off. It's a really natural, easy, intuitive place that you're not planning for or thinking about. If you would like to stay, linger, be here a little longer, feel free. If you feel like it's time to come back, start with the breath. The breath gets slower, thicker, deeper, more spread out. And move your toes and move your fingers. Rock your head a little side to side. Stretch the arms up and overhead. Take full body length, fingers to toes. And then hug your knees into your chest and roll over to one side. Find a fetal position, a nice, cozy, comfortable place you can curl into for a breath or two. Notice in the meantime how you feel, what's changed. Maybe your mentality is a little different. Maybe physically you feel a whole lot different. And checking in with all those layers, you can push the ground away. Come all the way upright, slowly to sit. Maybe you sit on a block one more time, or maybe there's a better way to get comfortable. Palms come together in front of your heart. Connect with whatever intention you have or whatever meaning you've given this practice. And we'll finish with an Om. Feel free to join, feel free to listen. Take a nice deep breath in. And bow your head to your heart. The light in me honors that very same light in each one of you. Namaste.